This is the Kia Telluride that a lot of people are going to prefer. Not the hybrid, but this one. This one is gasoline only, there are no electric components here. And this SUV has something very special, which is that it has great off-road capability. If you live in a place where there are unpaved roads and you wonder if you can have a refined SUV with 3 rows of seats and good space, the Telluride X Pro could be the one for you. But that's not the only new thing, because under the hood it hides a new engine. Will it be more powerful? Will it be less powerful? What happened to the V6? Did they say goodbye to it? Well, I'm going to tell you all about that next. Oh, and they've also improved the interior technology. I'll tell you all about that coming up. From Santa Barbara, where they've brought me the first national test drive of the new Kia Telluride 2027 exclusive invitation. Welcome. The design for the Kia Telluride has changed quite a bit for 2027. It still keeps that visual identity, but it has changed. But the X Pro looks different from the hybrid version and the regular gasoline version. This one is not as refined as those two. In the front part, it looks a bit rougher, more aggressive, a front grille where they've changed the design of the geometric shapes a bit. But anyway, you have your Kia here. It's pretty dirty here because we've gotten it dirty. On the terrain, off-road, your front camera, good air intake. And further down, we notice the unique front grille of the X Pro, which isn't found on other Kia Telluride models. Hooks or recovery points on the front part, right there, just in case you get stuck while doing any maneuvers. In red, contrasting with the black grille, all X Pro models include this, and other colors are also offered. Not just this gold color, but I've also seen it in white, and it contrasts with this black grille. It has adaptive cruise control, more input here, more functionality, and you have protection, metallic protection. Because, like I said, the purpose, the intention, let's say, of the X Pro is that you can take it off-road with confidence. Where there are rocks, where there are challenges, that's important for the X Pro. Just like you have your set of sensors. The front headlights have also been updated for the entire 2027 Kia Telluride. These, if I'm not mistaken, are exactly the same as the regular version, right? The X Pro, with its LED projection headlights with some micro lenses. You have your vertical daytime running lights, and let's see, it also has its fog lights down here in this X Pro version. But here is another big difference that the X Pro has compared to the regular Telluride and the hybrid. And that's the height. This one is higher, so you can feel more confident when you go out on uneven terrain. You have 23.1 centimeters more height, much higher than the regular Kia Telluride. That also allows you to have more travel for each of the wheels, making off-road maneuvers easier as well. You're going to have these fog lights, 18-inch tires, 60 profile, 225 width. But these are tires that will provide better grip, tires that are a bit better suited for off-road use. The suspension calibration has also been optimized and revised. For this X Pro, there was already an X Pro in the previous generation, but this one has been recalibrated to allow you to push it a bit more. And we'll see that when I'm driving it off-road. You'll notice what it's capable of doing on uneven terrain, on a pretty challenging terrain, considering that this is neither a Jeep, nor a Bronco, nor a Raptor. I mean, it's a Kia Telluride, an SUV, and a mid-size 3-row family vehicle. Everything this Kia Telluride can do off-road should interest you, especially its silhouette and profile. The sun is really intense right now, pretty clean lines, though this one's dirty. I'm telling you this because we've done the off-road exercises that I'm going to be showing you throughout this video. But anyway, you have your handles, these ones that are embedded in the door, with the black tone below. This is for the X Pro version. I saw it in white, and I think I'll show it to you in the video. But for me, I think this color is more compatible with the off-road concept of the X Pro. So I like this one better. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me. It's black pillar, like I said, pretty clean lines, the DNA. The distinction of the Kia Telluride itself doesn't really change on the profile side. In terms of fuel economy, about 22 miles per gallon, 9.1 kilometers per liter on average, combined between city and highway. It's all-wheel drive. Yes, it has all-wheel traction, and that's standard. Plus, it has an electronic differential, an electronic slip differential, and that allows it, and we'll also see it in off-road driving, to distribute torque to each wheel when it needs it most, especially when you're on challenging terrain. But now let's talk about what's at the heart of this Kia Telluride X Pro. What happened before? The previous model, up to 2026, had a 3.8-liter engine. It was a V6 it gave you. 291 horsepower paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. What's here now? The V6 is gone. This time, as you can see there with the word turbo, we have a 2.5-liter turbocharged engine that will give you 274 horsepower. Yes, less horsepower, but it's going to give you more torque. The previous one gave you 262 pound-feet, and this one is going to give you torque of 3.8, 711 pound-feet. More torque, but less horsepower. And this one comes paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission also with this new engine. What you're going to get is a greater feeling of thrust, better acceleration, especially from zero. You're going to have more punch, more push. That's one of the main differences. Even though it has less power, it has more torque. But the best way to test the Telluride X Pro is obviously by taking it through here, into the swamp, a bit of mud. I have uneven terrain, lots of stones, lots of rocks. Here you have more ground clearance, which will overcome obstacles more easily. I'm also following the instructions of the person leading the caravan. Here we're getting into, let's say, a slightly deeper swamp, and the Telluride is performing well. I mean, for what it has, it's good. I'm going to show you a bit here of the other car that's in front of me.
Which is the one... Subscribe.
Look, we're going up. We can see it on the camera, and she did it like a champ. And when you're in off-road mode, in the X Pro of the Telluride 2027 look, you have all this information. It gives you the pitch and roll. It also gives you, look at this, the amount of power that each wheel is getting at any given moment. While we're doing the exercises, there you can see the amount of torque that's being distributed to each of those wheels. I think it's fantastic, and well, it gives you the temperatures, oil transmission, and here you have your cameras. Also very useful. We're going to be seeing it there as I do the off-road maneuvers with this Telluride here, how useful this camera is. Yes, it's not a Bronco, it's not a Jeep Wrangler, but it has its tools and you operate them automatically with this. Here, what this basically gives you are the driving modes. Here we have it in normal. We have it here in sport. My drive, we're going to keep it here in normal. And here in terrain mode is where we're going to operate. Look, it switches to snow mode for off-road, mud mode for mud, and the graphics change here. And also a mode for sand and dirt. But for off-road maneuvers, you'll stay in mud mode. And honestly, it gives you confidence, right? The Telluride, if you live in a rural area, on unpaved roads like the one I'm seeing here, with a lot of dust and rough terrain. So, the X Pro should be the Telluride SUV, obviously. If you decide to buy a Telluride, the X Pro will be more useful for you. I'm seeing how the screen itself shows me the different torque distribution values to each of the wheels. It also shows me the pitch and roll very clearly. Honestly, the features and the content it offers you for off-road are really good. Now, what the camera has in off-road mode is that it has a limit. Not after 6 miles here, I am at 7 after 6 miles it turns off. For safety reasons, we're going to go a bit slower. There it turned on, it dropped to 5, now it's on. And I'm going to keep going up there, following the white truck, and let's go up. Here. There's no problem. If you hear the engine working a bit harder, it's because we're going uphill. Let's say the slope, I'll show it to you with the phone too, the slope is a bit steeper. But now I'm going to give you a more complete look at the interior. I know I've talked to you about some things, but before I go on, if you're enjoying the video, give it a like. There are a lot of people interested in this vehicle, in the Kia Telluride, as well as the Hyundai Palisade, and vehicles with 3 rows of seats. Family vehicles, well, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That way we also help it spread, so the video gets seen more, and it reaches those people who need some guidance, and helps them make the decision about which SUV they're going to choose. So we're also doing a good thing for other people, and it's a way to support the channel as well, and I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Now, let's talk about the interior. But let me tell you more calmly about the interior of this X Pro so you have a good reference. Had I already told you a bit about its features? And the off-road content, obviously. That's the main feature of this X Pro. It's all the off-road gadgets, all the off-road features you have to make you feel confident doing it. But well, how is this one different? As I told you, the interior of the X Pro is darker. These screens, for example, are exactly the same in all versions. Dual screens, 12.5 inches each, performance source system. You have this version here, this space, this module that divides it with the climate information, and this is the instrument panel, with great definition that also complements the off-road features. You have the information here, so you don't need to search as much. This screen provides a lot, including your pitch and roll, which you can also adjust. I mean, you can change the content so it looks like a 2027 Kia Telluride normal, regular, like the hybrid or the gasoline version. You can also configure your instrument cluster to have it like this. You have the head-up display, and the head-up display projection is also available in this X Pro. It has this mirror that's a camera monitor. It has this regular mirror and its camera monitor a little lower down here, which is what we have. Well, if we remove the off-road screens, we have all these graphic representations, where you have access, for example, to YouTube, to entertainment, phone projections so you can connect your phone. If you're going to tow, what? You have a towing capacity of 5,000 pounds. You also have controls and information for the trailer and your entertainment screens. Let's check it out so you can see it's not only off-road content. The network connection to the entertainment screens isn't available right now. But do you have any information? I don't think we have connection here since I've also lost signal on my cell phone. But it gives you all that information that the Kia Telluride gives you, in terms of sports information, the weather, the valet mode, so you can connect your garage. Well, down here you have your physical controls, while many are choosing digital controls for the digital part. For the climate part, this one has buttons, physical keys that you can operate easily, and a volume control for the radio. Here, located in the center, no, it's not the traditional conventional button, but it's like this. This way, your air conditioning vents. This is pretty much the same as in the regular Telluride version. Central console, good handles for off-road. You're going to need them. And here you have dual wireless charging for your phone, you have your auto hold, your downhill control, your camera, the camera definition. We close this and you also have it right there where we are. At this moment, we are under a little tree in the shade so we can show you the interior. But there you have all the possible angles, with good definition inside. The X Pro is going to have some graphics, let's say, some slightly different textures, as if it were more rock, not rougher. And also, well, this graphic is also different. No, this texture of these plastic components also has a different graphic design compared to the regular Telluride. This is the X Pro, which you'll also see in these seats, the headrests. The seats will have a different look, and the dimensions are very similar. Here, what changes is the suspension calibration, and the ground clearance of the X Pro is different. And yes, basically that's it. Oh, and it also has a level of protection down there. Another interesting thing is the button. Look where it's hidden. The other person who got in this car with me, who got in and had to drive, he couldn't find the start button, so I showed him since it's well hidden. I'm not sure I like that. The gear lever is integrated here into the steering column, the one for shifting, for the automatic transmission. And this is how you operate it, just like the one in the electric, the Ioniq 5. That's how you operate the transmission. Oh, and you also have a double sunroof. A sliding one. You have a sunroof for the passenger area as well, a bit for the third row and the second, and also a regular-sized one for the first row. Seats. The second row is important. Captain-style seats. Here, since the wheelbase has increased by 2.7 inches, it's grown a bit more. You'll see it looks bigger. Of course, access to the second row is going to be easier, more comfortable. You have more space for a long road trip. You're going to love this. I think the space is good. You have plenty of room here. Also in the second row of seats over here. Oh, well, you even have a little table there. Additionally, you have this secret compartment here in case you need to hide something. The gift, the engagement ring to propose to your girlfriend, whatever it is. Well, you have all this here at your disposal. A couple of cup holders, USB-C connection in the second row of the X Pro. And you also have temperature controls, this is important too, in the second row, so you can control the temperature in case it's too hot or too cold. You can adjust it there. But anyway, third row, the third row of seats for access, well, you can get in through here. Obviously, there's a communication tunnel here for the third row. But you also have these little buttons located here to make access easier. If you press this button again, oh look, in the hybrid it does move back, but here it hasn't moved back. so you have to do it manually, and then it folds down. Well, when it's like that, I think you can slide it a bit forward, and there's still a good amount of space. You can reach a distance. You're not going to have your knees cramped. Like I say, it's comfortable. It's not just for kids, but also for an adult, more or less. I'm 1.70 meters tall, 5 feet 6 inches. That's how it's measured here. In the United States, you can travel comfortably here. Yes, a good road trip. You have USB-C connectivity, and over here you have air conditioning vents. Also, so that the passengers in the third row stay cool. So it's a third row you can actually use in this Kia Telluride 2027, the X Pro version, the rear part. Once again, I've positioned myself here in the shade, because even though the weather is cool, that sun is strong. And here, the rear part of the Kia Telluride, the X Pro version of course, it has its X Pro badge. Recovery hooks or rescue points that you won't be bringing. Not in the Kia Telluride, neither the hybrid version nor the other, the regular gasoline version. In this one, because it has a specific definition, it doesn't have off-road features. You have your recovery hooks, both in the front and in the rear, and they're in red, and that looks good. And obviously you have more ground clearance. And in terms of towing capacity, 5,000 pounds, and in terms of cargo space, let's take a look here. You have this net. They've thought of a lot of details. And this net is so you can comfortably place your groceries, and it also helps to hold other grocery bags. Do you have more compartments here? Do you have protection for this part of the third row? With these straps, you can increase versatility and cargo space by folding down the backrest of the third row of seats. Obviously, you can do it with both. And if you need to fold, collapse, or lower the second row of seats, the second one in the third row of seats, you can do it by pressing down. Now, when you're climbing like this and you need a good grip, I wonder if you need to deflate the tires a bit to help get better traction. But no, these tires are still at a pressure of 37 psi. That's the pressure, let's say, that they need. They haven't lowered it. I mean, it's running normally, performing as usual, and with grip that I consider pretty good. And here I'm going downhill, look, it's a pretty steep descent. And the application of brake pressure is done automatically through the terrain mode. Yeah, look at that descent. We're right there. I'm not applying it, and I'll show you. I'm not pressing the brake or the accelerator, it's doing it. And here I'm going through a section where there's an articulation, where I'm going to test the vehicle's articulation itself. Wow, the suspension calibration work is good, really good articulation, because there were 2 uneven mounds on each side, and it got over them without much trouble. And before I forget, what's the price? Well, good question. The price of the X Pro gasoline version? No, the hybrid. No, the X Pro ranges from $53,000 to $58,000. That's the price. Because it has better off-road features, there you have it. And there it is, the Kia Telluride 2027. But the X Pro version, this one is gasoline, this one is not hybrid. I'll repeat so you don't get confused. This is the one with off-road features, performs well, and left a great impression on me. The Palisade doesn't do this. This level of off-road, of uneven terrain, the way it handles and crosses different terrains. As I showed you in the video, the Palisade is more refined. This X Pro, if you live in a place where there are roads like this, unpaved, where you need an SUV with 3 rows of seats that performs well, its resale value is going up. Because if the resale value of the Kia Telluride is increasing more, then the X Pro might be the option that suits you very well. Give me your opinion about the Kia Telluride X Pro. What did you think of it? What did you like? And what didn't you like? Wait for the next video. Special greetings to my friends in Latin America. Thanks for your support. If you haven't, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to leave another video here that you're going to love. I'll see you and wait for you in the next video. A big strong hug. Bye.